Methods of development, description. Today we're going to focus on looking at the criteria for effectively using description. So let's start with the application. Description can be used in combination with other methods of development or by itself. You might have a whole paragraph or even an essay packed with description, or might simply write one sentence or two. This all depends on the purpose. The most important thing is to follow the criteria for making your description effective. So whether it is a whole essay or paragraph using description, or whether you're weaving in a little description here and there, it's important to think about why you're doing it. So let's give it a try. Let's start with something simple like your favorite place. We can't go wrong there, can we? Think of a few places that come to mind. Maybe a family vacation spot. I know for me, I love the time that I have with my family on the boat going to the lake. Or maybe the home of the San Francisco Giants at AT&T Park. Or maybe the family room in your own home, because let's face it, that is where we spend a lot of our time. So choose one place to write about and think about what makes this place so great. Because if it's worth writing about and sharing with others, there's obviously something significant about it. You must have a claim, and that's one of the most important things. In this case, it's going to be about your specific place. Now, the claim is something that you're ultimately trying to prove or to have your reader understand or agree with. So, why are you writing about this place? Once again, there's a reason that you want me to understand what you have to say about this place or to view it the way that you do. Is this a family bonding experience? Is this where you escape and find peace? Is this a place for relaxing and having fun? Why would you take the time to share it with your reader? What do you want the reader to know? These are the details and the facts, the things that are revealed about you. The other part is what you want the reader to believe. Is there something even more significant about what this place represents? So while I might tell you all about the lake and the boating experience and the sun shining down and what the water felt like and things like that, ultimately, there could be something deeper, and it might just be that it's important to take the time to spend with your family, whether it be on the lake or doing other things. But the description of the lake was a way to capture that. So, our know is what we want the reader to know based on reading this descriptive paragraph, and the believe is something that might be weaved in a little bit, and you have to read between the lines. It's kind of like the message that maybe this also sends out. So, let's check your claim. Here are some examples ranging in quality. Use these to assess your own. My favorite place is the media room. Now this is a poor example because while it claims that it is my favorite place, it does not really tell me why. There are many reasons why my room is my favorite place. This is a little bit better because it kind of hints that there is a significance to the room, but again, it does not say why. Now take a look at this one. This is a great example. The locker room, while viewed as disgusting, is where things are kept safe. So this writer here is acknowledging that on first glance it might seem a little bit gross, but when you think about it, this locker room is significant because this is where it keeps things safe. This is where your valuables go, and therefore it is significant. Another one, the lake is where we have family bonding time. The description of the lake should also help show the bonding and the special time that's happening here between family members. Now, obviously, this is a description paragraph, so you must provide multiple sensory and vivid details throughout. What details are needed to put the reader in this location and feel what you do? Take a second and think about yourself in this location that you're writing about. Tell about everything that you see and don't underestimate the power of your details. Be specific. and create the right mood. If we're at a Giants game, let's face it, I'm first of all sitting in the bleachers, and the crowd is going wild. We're shouting a chant like, "Let's go Giants," or "He's a bum." And so there's a lot of excitement going around. I don't want to paint a picture that makes me think that the Giants game is a peaceful and serene place to be. Think about the sensory details. What do you hear, see, feel? Tell me those things that appeal to my senses. If I'm in the bleachers on a Friday night, I'm going to see a sea of orange, and I'm going to definitely be smelling some garlic fries. So let the reader do the same things that you do so they can experience being there like you are. Do you have enough sensory and vivid details to prove your claim? Here are some great examples, so use these to access your own. The royal blue, runny handprints of past legends on the old, dusty wall bring me inspiration. Now, this is much more specific than simply saying there are handprints in blue on the walls in the media room. Instead, we have that vision of kids dipping their hands into the blue paint and slapping them on the wall, and over time it's just become part of the decoration. My toe squished into the wet sand and then sunk into dry land where we set up neon umbrellas to protect our pasty white skin from the scorching yellow sun. I definitely know what it feels like to have my toes in the sand, and as you walk up the hill and it gets softer and you're sinking in. Now the umbrellas and the sun just help create that mood, and that detail about the pasty white skin makes me think that maybe it's even the beginning of the summertime. Walking through the 2-inch light blued metal door, I immediately inhale the smell of Axe and cheap cologne and make my way to the rusty, squeaking rows of endless lockers. Now, these lockers that protect ourselves are behind this thick metal door, and so they're the things that keep them safe, both the lockers and, of course, the door. But we do still have that sort of idea of it being disgusting, where everyone's deodorant and cologne is running together to create such a wonderful smell. So, are you feeling stuck? I know this happens to me a lot. I feel like I'm not exactly the most creative writer, and I get stuck haggling over details. So if you're feeling stuck, get your details on the page and then make improvements. Let's take a look at a sentence like this. The posters on the wall fill me with excitement. Now, take a piece of writing, go back through, and underline or circle some places where you think you could probably be a little bit more specific. So let's start with posters. Posters of what? Maybe give some examples. Talk about the colors, the contents. Are they pictures? Are they words? Is it a quote? What size are these posters? Tell me about the wall. Is there a certain color or texture about it that makes it stand out or just helps show how much the posters stand out on the wall? And the excitement. Why? Why is this exciting? After giving that some thought, you might come up with a sentence like this. The glossy posters of upcoming movies and famous celebrities on the flat gray wall bring excitement of one day working in the film industry, like the life-size Tom Cruise in his dark sunglasses looking over as if to say, "See you in Hollywood, kid." So now we have this vision of these glossy posters with movie stars and movies. We've got Tom Cruise in his glasses and his life-size and he's looking over while we're working in the maybe boring seeming media room, and yet it comes to life when you're in there. Your paragraph must support your claim. In other words, it has to help prove it, and it has to be developed and thoughtful enough to do so. So you have to have enough detail, and it has to show that you've taken the time to really show the reader what it is that you see about this place. Does each of the details show how or why this place is or does what you claim? So if your claim is that this is a place where you bond with your family, do we sense that? Do we see the fun that's happening, or how it might be enjoyable to sit around the campfire and roast marshmallows? Is there enough evidence to prove your claim? So think of it like this. If I am going to be a lawyer and I'm trying to prove the innocence of my client, I'm probably going to have a variety of pieces of evidence so that I can really prove the innocence of my client. So you can't simply say, my room is the best place on earth because this is where I escape from the rest of my family, and then only tell me about your bedspread, because that's really not painting much of a picture or a mood. Most of all, take the time to revise. Check your claim and make sure that you really are claiming something, because you want to make sure you are proving something about this place or whatever other thing you're describing. Make sure that your details are in fact very vivid and appealing to your senses, because those are the most effective kind. And is there enough that really does flesh out your ideas? Best of luck to you.